Happy New Year. I want to go over the 2022 annual report for our area. And what we can see, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Jose, and I help Westchester, Greater Westchester homeowners be able to sell their house for the highest amount while being able to donate to a charity of their choice. So Greater Westchester is basically this area between the Turnpike and the 826, the Palmetto. And it goes from 8th Street to the Snapper Creek. So this area over here is the Snapper Creek, and then we just kind of divide it here. So I have a couple of statistics here and the different neighborhoods, the subdivisions: Westchester, Olympia Heights, Westwood Lakes, University Park, and Sunset. So that way we can really hyper focus and see what's going on, and if specific areas, which this year you'll see, have a different different things that are happening to it versus other, and we can analyze it due to the numbers. So let's start off with a general 50,000 foot view of what's going on, right? So from 2022, let's look at the homes sold. Last year, 2021, there was a huge spike in the number of homes sold. This year, it went back down to the normal level from 2020. The average price has constantly been increasing. The average price per square foot has also been increasing, and market days has been decreasing, which is a little bit strange. This year doesn't surprise me because we had the pandemic with everything kind of closed. We didn't know what was going on for a couple months, so it really elongated the market days. Last year, everything picked up, started moving up very, very quickly. This year, the beginning of this year was very, very fast. People were trying to purchase before interest rate hikes. And then now we're starting to see more interest, inventory levels increase, and the prices, the market days increase as well. And here I did a very deep analysis of month by month what is happening, right? And you can kind of read this. More out-of-state buyers, foreign buyers, 70% of the total dollar volume in South Florida is from foreign buyers outside of the country. Not only are we competing with local buyers, out-of-state buyers, but foreign buyers as well. They're trying to move their resources here, and we're still in the seller's market. So we're heading towards a neutral market. So neutral markets have 6 months of inventory, and we're heading there. We're at the upper limit of 3 months, whereas in the height of the pandemic, just to give you an idea, we're at 1 month of inventories. It's 2 months. So now we're reaching almost 4 months. So it's slowly getting there. But let's look at it. So homes sold, you can kind of see that the average between 40, 50, maybe 60. March was a strange month with 78 home sales. The average price has been unpredictable. Typically in the summer months is when we see the price hikes, which reflect here, but then it drops down huge in August. And whenever you look at these numbers, it's important to know homes that are sold on this month were negotiated a couple months before. So the homes negotiated in June were actually selling for $637, whereas the other months it went up. Let me see here. Sorry about that. And then it bumped right back up. So there's something weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what happened over here in the interest rate hikes. So for the ones that are strange, so let's say August, was there a big interest rate hike here? And I believe, and here this is just, these are screenshots of the beginning of the month. I believe there was a hike here, and then it went back down. But we can look at that a little bit further if needed. The price per square foot has been pretty steady. It hasn't fluctuated too much in our area, which is good. That means that we can rely on certain figures, whereas the rest of the country, we're seeing those numbers kind of change. The highest sold, we actually had one in July sell for $5 million, which is the highest one that I've seen in our area. The lowest sold, we can see that there was, I believe there was a 240, yeah, 240 in August. That sold over here. And the market days what's interesting, and this is why I like seeing it month by month, and the higher view. So once we see the higher view, we can go down into your specific neighborhood and really look at it. So 36, 40, 38, 27, 36, unpredictable, 24, 39, but it's been in that range. And then here it's consistently in the 40s, 45, 48. And when I look at it, I do a weekly market update. We can see it as well. And what else is higher? The average of these interest rates has gone up. So that also accounts to it. And look, the number of homes sold, that adds more inventory. So that's what's increasing or pushing us more towards a neutral market. So let's go little by little. Westchester. Westchester, in order to define the true Westchester boundary, 97th to the Palmetto, and from 8th Street to Bird Road. So this chunk over here is how we'll analyze it as Westchester. Let's go down. Why is this giving me issues? So annual comparisons, the number of homes sold about normal. The average price increased, $593. Average price per square foot has also increased. The highest sold has also increased. The lowest sold has also increased. And market days are about the same as previous years. So this has just gone up in trajectory with the entire year. If you look at the end of the year, it's going to be a little bit different. So if you pull up my third quarter or my fourth quarter market report, you'll be able to see that. Let's go over here, Olympia Heights. Let's take a look. Much less homes sold. So we're usually at 100, 110. I've seen 120, but 85, there has not been a lot of movement in our area, which is good and bad. If you think about it as an owner, you don't want a lot of turnover in your area. Usually the neighborhoods that are the nicest, with some variances, they have the longest lifespans. People who live in there for 30, 40 years, and they're able to kind of really focus on their neighborhood, making it pretty and everything. So average price has gone up as well. Average price per square foot, higher. The highest sold, higher. The lowest sold, we actually had one sell for a lower amount. And the market days, this was atypical because of the pandemic, has increased from last year, 37 days. So what this is kind of telling me is that the range is being pushed, right? So the lower ones are being sold for lower, and the higher ones are being sold for higher, right? Now, University Park, 8th Street, we got Bird Road, and from the Turnpike to 97th. So this is the other side of Westchester. And over here, we can see it's about the same, 124 homes sold, a little bit on the lower side, but that's fine. 679, so prices have increased. Price per square foot has increased. The highest sold has increased a lot. This one really had a big hike here. Almost over $1 million more. The lowest sold has increased as well, and the market days has decreased a little bit. So good to know. Yeah, I went back to this thing. Olympia Heights, University Park, Westwood Lakes. Here's the one I wanted to look at. Westwood Lakes. So this boundary is right next to Olympia Heights. You're looking at 102nd to Miller and Bird Road, and then the Turnpike. So this little chunk over here has a lot of waterfront homes and different types of homes. Usually has about 90 home sales every year. So we're sitting there. 90 homes to 85. The average price has increased. The average price per square foot has increased as well. The highest sold, 1.6, so it's almost doubled. The lowest were about the same, but look at this one. This is where the interesting figure is. The market days is lower than all the other ones. We're at 29 days. And what this tells me is that the homes in this area are in higher demand and they're selling. This smaller chunk geographically, so this area, let me see if I already looked at it. 1,135 acres. So this is the smallest area that I analyzed, the smallest neighborhood, is seeing 90 home sales, right? So it's seeing more than what Olympia Heights is seeing, and just a little bit less than the other two, is selling for quicker. The prices are cheaper, so 560. And the range is kind of widening over here as well. But the quickness is what really caught my attention here. So that's what was changed. And then here, this is the Snapper Creek. This is Sunset, the Snapper Creek, Miller Drive, and 87th. So this chunk over here is Sunset. And what we will see, let's look at it. Should have, yeah, about 130 homes sold every year. 115, so about there. Average price has jumped up $300,000 from one year to the next. It's crazy. The average price per square foot, 397. The highest sold for $5 million. The lowest sold for 440,000. So you're looking at all these numbers increase. The average price grew incredibly large. And then the market days also decreased. Not as much as Westwood Lakes, but there was more demand, more movement here. And that's, one of the things that we saw change over here. But regardless, I make this report so that way you can analyze it for yourself. Let me know if you think I missed something, or if there's another way to analyze, because these figures, there's a lot that can be told just by looking at this. So if you want to stay updated with market reports, you can scan this QR code if you wanted to, or you can just click a link below, which I'm going to put, is to sign up for my weekly market updates. And you'll be getting this as well. So I'll start emailing this out. And if for more content, you can go to miamiwestchester.com and really see what's going on. All right. Until next time.